Welcome to Explain America. I'm your host, Kyle Becker. Well, we've been following the saga about the Epstein files for some time, and we are looking at getting some transparency in the near future as a judge had just approved some documents to be turned over to Congress and another stack of documents coming out of the grand jury in New York. Well, we were expecting to potentially get those released as well. But a Clinton appointed judge named Richard Berman has put the kibosh on that. And he did some political grandstanding to defend his reasoning. But you're going to find this to be quite dubious because it looks like the cover up is still going on. And we're going to get to the bottom of this. But before we get into it, please like, share, comment, and join Explain America. We appreciate your support for our journalism. Now, Judge Berman, he gave us all sorts of excuses why we can't have basic transparency in this case. And this is a huge red flag. He said the grand jury transcripts, quote, pales in comparison to the Epstein investigative information and materials in the hands of the Department of Justice, unquote. So again, we have a judge who is playing politics with a legal matter. This is unacceptable and it has to stop in our judicial branch. We don't care what your personal opinion is about the case. We have a right to see the evidence that was brought forward in a case of national significance, and it doesn't really matter to us what your personal opinion is. If you need to redact some information to protect the identity of victims, well, by all means, go ahead and do that. But other than that, we have the right to determine if something is hearsay or not, according to you. So this whole idea that these judges are like the vanguard of these elites who are in their privileged places in our society, and they are to protect them from accusations that might come up in the press or in the public, it's not your job. It really is not your job. It's the press's job to do this, and I understand the press is really on the ropes right now in terms of corporate media. I mean, we're doing great, but the corporate major media, like in broadcast and cable news, yeah, they're having a tough time of it because they just can't stick to the facts. God love them. They just can't help it. They have to be activist, partisan hacks, and just cannot balance out their coverage. So we're here to balance it out for them. Because they're just on left-wing diatribes nonstop, and you're going to get the other side of the story here, and we appreciate that. So, according to Berman's ruling, no victims testified before the Epstein grand jury. The only witness the judge wrote was an FBI agent who had no direct knowledge of the facts of the case and whose testimony was mostly hearsay. So again, like I said, this is blatantly political. He also called it a diversion, but it's not your job to worry about the public relations fallout of you doing your legal duty to the public and providing transparency on major cases of national importance. We want to know what is going on, and if there's some kind of ping pong ball game going on between the Justice Department and the Southern District of New York about whose information is more valuable and so forth, we don't care. Your job is to consider the motion, and if the motion has merit, and it does, then go through the steps you need to do to get us the information. And then we will decide what is the nature of the information in the transcripts. So I also want to know why a grand jury is only getting information from one witness who is an FBI agent. I mean, that tells you something about our grand juries, doesn't it? I mean, can't they do more due diligence? I mean, let's go back to Ghislaine Maxwell really quick, is the case we're talking about. She claimed when she met with the Department of Justice for 9 hours a couple of weeks ago, she claimed that she never was really interviewed or grilled about who she knew. This was the madam who went down for conspiracy, not asked about the clients in the case. This is mind-blowing, and it kind of suggests that our law enforcement and intelligence agencies know damn well what was going on, and this lack of transparency is not helping. I mean, talk about a Streisand effect. Holy moly. Because you're not asking the madam at the linchpin of almost certainly a blackmail operation of some kind, financial intelligence. Okay, we need clarity on all this, obviously. But you didn't ask her? I mean, feel free to clarify the record and call BS on what Maxwell said, and by all means, because she might be called to be a witness in Congress, and we need to know like how honest and forthright she's being with us, because she's trying to get clemency or pardon, right? Set the record straight, because if what Maxwell said is true and she wasn't asked about the clients in detail, well, that's quite shocking. And it shows you that something is deeply, deeply wrong with our law enforcement intelligence agencies. And by all means, set the record straight. We want to know if Maxwell is not being forthright about that. We want to know if this judge, what he's sitting on. And if it's a nothing burger, but then good. But also, on the other hand, if it's a nothing burger, there's another problem in this case, and that there wasn't due diligence being done in the case. And that's really what some journalists are looking for. So thank you for watching Explain America. Weigh in with your comments about this big case. We're not going to let it go. Hopefully the Justice Department and these judges can get their act together. Stop playing three-card monte with us. Just show us what you got. We don't care about your opinion, and just show us the facts. So thank you for watching Explain America. We appreciate it.